Hey, it's Snell Creek Homestead. We got a few chicks. Said we wasn't going to get any more chicks this year. So here's the chicks we wasn't going to get. These are actually for my daughter. We're helping her grow them out. We got her a chicken tractor started. We're going to get her in the chicken business. These are going to be her chicks. We got a mixture of chickens here. Some dark ones, or some like barred rocks, I believe. The bigger ones are, I believe they're like an Orpington. So we're going to talk about chicks here, and there's quite a bit of size difference because when they get older at the feed store, I like to sell them a little cheaper for some reason. I've never figured out that yet, but that's good for me. So I want to talk about a few things you need to do for these dudes. One of them is keep the bedding clean. Minimum of, like right now, they should be maybe twice a week, but maybe once, and then top dress it with some more pine shavings, and the pine shavings is what you want there too, by the way, at least if you have that option. As you can see, this water, it is a decent sized water. I believe there's 10 chickens in there. They'll go through about a half a gallon, might be a little bit less than that, but about a half a gallon of water a day. But I got that jacked up. Here's a good tip. The first week, I usually don't jack it up off the ground, but as these are scratchers, they'll scratch and fill every nook and cranny with debris, and I don't know how they do it, but they do it. That's a pretty good little tip there to get that water up, because they're going to be scratching. It probably needs to be up higher than that since they're this big, and maybe a little bigger platform, as in diameter wise, because when they start scratching this stuff, they just scratch it everywhere, and they'll fill a pack at full. So we also use a 18% protein feed, and I usually get one bag of medicated. One bag might be 10 pounds or so. I don't really. It comes in different sizes. But I get the medicated to keep the coccidia down. We really don't have it, but I don't think it hurts nothing for the first 5 pounds, whatever. Like I say, it's 18% starter, chick starter, and then I'll start mixing in. I believe it's a 17% a laying mash, and that'll get them transitioned over to the adult type food. So I also use little feeders. I'll show you that, get that on camera here in a second. I'm gonna fill it up. These little feeders work pretty good. They will still pack it full of pine shavings. I'll put this in here. And we'll talk about lighting and heat here in a second. As you can see, at this age, they're pretty aggressive. They're always rough with each other. But I guess they're hungry. I let them run out of food a little bit this morning because I was going to clean this stock tank out that I like to hold them in, and let them clean up all the pieces laying around different places. So they'll burn through this pretty quick, and we'll give them another. So saying that about this stock tank, I really like the Rubbermaid stock tanks. I believe this is a 100-gallon Rubbermaid, it's got enough, like got enough height to it. It's about, I would say 30 inches tall, because they'll start flying out of this dude before long, especially that size of those yellow ones there. Them yellow ones there are getting to be pretty good size. So you need a good stock tank, good water. That feeder seems to work pretty good for me. In the beginning, like your first day, you might sprinkle it on like a paper towel or something, the feed, and kind of get them started on that feed. A lot of people dip their beaks in the water. Well, that's good if you get like mail chick by the mail, like UPS or the post office drops them off, because they're a day old, never been eaten. So yeah, you would dip their beaks in the water. But if you get them at a Rural King, Tractor Supply type place like that, they've already been eating and drinking. So this heat lamp, they need to be pretty warm, and a real easy way to tell if they need heat or not. At this point, these guys probably don't need too much in here. This is my garage. It's non-heated, but it's no wind, and it's reasonably warm. But if they're all packed together, laying on top of each other, right under the heat lamp, they need a little more heat lamp, and they may need more than one heat lamp if you have 20 or 25 birds or something like that. For this little spot is pretty good. Last year we bought meat birds, and I had 100 meat birds at one time, and I ran three to four heat lamps on them. The reason you don't want them to pile up too much on each other, the one on the bottom might get suffocated. So I think that's hitting kind of the highlights on these things. Once they get all feathered out, like that big yellow in there, it could probably go outside in a protected area. Mine generally are free ranging, but I will protect them for a while until they get to know what's going on. I'll kick that light on so you can see what that light is. Sometimes I use a 200, I believe it's a 200 or 250 watt light. I can look at that. And then sometimes I'll run, depending on the temperature, I could run maybe 125 watt heating light. And I believe that's what's in there right now. And it's up pretty high, but they're pretty big. They're a few weeks old now. I'll bet those bigger yellow ones are 3 weeks old. So by a month, they get pretty, when they need to get out. They start smelling chickeny. So I believe that's probably all I got here. I just want to throw a quick video out. I know a lot of people's probably starting chicks this time of year. This is probably second week in March. So, and we're in Indiana, so it's still pretty cold. But I think we're supposed to have a warm up after this last snow we just had. So hey, this is Snell Creek Homestead. Out.